These are the beer pong rules, also known as Beirut. You are going to need beer pong balls. They are called ping pong balls, but in our world they are called beer pong balls. And party cups, 16-ounce party cups. You're gonna need if you want to play 6 cup, you're gonna need 12 party cups, obviously 6 for each side. If you want to play 10 cup, like real men and women do, real men, we're gonna need 20 party cups, 10 for each side. You want at least 2 beer pong balls, because sometimes things get rowdy. What you're gonna need, besides that, is an 8-foot table. That's a standard length table. Obviously today we're working with a little bit shorter table, but an 8-foot table is a standard table. That's a regulation size ping pong table, and that is a professional beer pong table size. So, if you want to go a little shorter, you can, but if you want to throw like the pros, toss with the pros, play with the pros, you're going to need an 8-foot table. Also, you're going to need 2 other cups, preferably not red party cups, to prevent water drinking. You're going to need these cups for water cups. So get like 2 larger cups, fill them 3/4 of the way with water. These are your ball cleaning water cups. And you want to not use party cups, because when things get rowdy and when people get wild, they'll end up drinking the water cup, which is full of cat hair and dirt and other things. You're gonna set up in a triangle about an inch, half an inch to an inch from your end of the table. You're gonna set up a triangle of the cups. If it's 10 cup, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. If it's 6 cup, it goes 3, 2, 1. And then play ensues. You're gonna get opposite your opponent. If you're just playing one-on-one, you obviously just one person on each side of the table. If you're playing team pong, you have 2 players on each side of the table. You're gonna go eye to eye with your opponent, look them right in the eye, and you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Now this is to determine who gets to shoot the balls first. Say I make the cups, I get both balls, I then get to shoot both balls. There are house rules in beer pong. House rules always go. If you go to someone's house, if you go to a bar, wherever you are, if you go to a party, you play by that person's house rules. There's no question, there's no argument. That person has the rules. If you make a cup, the person must pull the cup. If that cup is made, you pull it. Because if another ball goes in that same cup, the game is over. If 2 balls land in the same cup ever, the game is over. Now, you pull the cup, drink it, put it down, and they're gonna shoot again. If you make 2 separate cups in one go, it's a send back. So make 2 cups, balls get sent back to you, you shoot again, that's a send back. Re-rack rules for 10 cup beer pong go as such. Automatic re-rack at 6 cups. So that's mid-turn, that's any time. Obviously many variations on that. Some people do 2 racks per game, not mid-turn. Some people do re-rack at 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, always reforming to make the game go faster. And then when we get down to the final cup, if you make the final cup, the other person has a chance to rebuttal. Beer pong strategies. Now, I will preface this all with house rules. There are house rules. You have your own house rules. Everybody has their own house rules. So everything that I discuss are house rules that I have, or I'll tell you that they are not my house rules, but I want to discuss them in this clip. First of all, strategy, you need your proper beer pong attire. My team shirt. You need to warm up. Get yourself ready for play. This is a very high intensity sport. And then, you're ready to play. So, there are a few strategies. One, which I do not agree with, because I consider this game to be a gentleman's game, and whoever makes all of the cups is who wins. But I know a lot of houses, a lot of people play with distraction. A little bit of lift up shirt, a little bit of pull down the back of the pants, a little bit of the truffle shuffle, get people distracted, pull some nipples out, What are you gonna do? I don't necessarily agree with that, but I know that a lot of people use that method to win beer pong games because boobies distract me. The next strategy I would say would be bouncing. In my house, bouncing is legal. In our house, bouncing is legal. There is one stipulation. When you bounce, as soon as the ball hits any surface on the table, the opponent can knock it away. Grab it, knock it away. If somebody throws the ball and it bounces off a rim, I can grab it. As soon as the ball has hit any surface. So, what's so cool about bouncing? Some people find bouncing to be a faux pas. I think that bouncing takes just as much strategy and talent as shooting the beer pong ball. Simply because you have to hit the ball at the right angle off the table to make it bounce into a cup. And you also have to take into consideration defense. I think the bouncing makes defense a much more powerful part of the beer pong game. So, for instance, if my opponent is chatting with a couple of girls, or I send a couple of girls over to chat with them, and I bounce the ball, they have to be aware of the game and be ready to stop that ball. Otherwise, if I make a bounce, it's 2 cups, which is beneficial to our game, obviously, because the point is to knock all of their beers out and not drink any of your own beers, simply because you want to play tons of games. And if you're 8 games deep and you've been down to 1 cup, you're going to be wasted. Oh, I forgot to say this. You must drink your cup before you shoot. If you make a ball in this cup, I pull the ball out, drink the cup, put it down, and then I can shoot. So, Fuzzy Duck, all you need is friends. So, you may not have a very easy time playing this game, but no, I'm just kidding. So all you need is a bunch of friends. You guys are gonna sit around in a circle. I'll be the designated starter. I'm gonna say Fuzzy Duck, and then I'm gonna pass it basically with just energy. I just say Fuzzy Duck, and the person to my left, the person clockwise from me, says Ducky Fuzz, the inverse of that phrase essentially, a little bit different. So Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz. And that continues in rhythm. You can start off slow to keep everybody, in the game. So Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz. And basically you drink if you mess up that rotation. It alternates, and if you mess it up or flub a line, that's where you drink. Now, the game gets a little wrench thrown into it when somebody wants to reverse direction, which any player can do at any time during the game. And to do that, you simply say, does he? So, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, does he? Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, and the direction changes and the rotation picks right back up where it was. So it does not skip a beat. Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, does he? Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz. All the way back around, and it keeps going. Alright? Now, somebody could say, Fuzzy Duck, Ducky Fuzz, does he? Does he? Does he? Does he? Does he? And they could just go back and forth, and then the person could keep it going. You may think this is simple, but once you say Fuzzy Duck about 12 times, your brain starts to light on fire and explode. So that's Fuzzy Duck. It's a pretty simple game. You're gonna get around and do that, and then there's some fun variations and alternatives that I'll get to in a minute. This is beer pong shot techniques. Basically, if you're playing beer pong or Beirut with your hands, you can also play with a paddle where you'd hit it just like you would play ping pong, and if you make it in the cup, you usually only have 1 cup on each corner of the table. That's one other variation or technique. But basically what you're going to want to do is hold the ball in your throwing hand, your dominant hand, whichever it is. I'm a righty. My shot technique is I hold the ball primarily with my thumb and middle finger, and then I rest my index on the top of it. And my hand has a very loose grip, like the ball could almost fall out of my hand. And all the motion starts from my elbow, and then when I release, my wrist goes. So it's gonna be, I kind of do warm up tosses, and then it releases and the wrist follows through. So it goes like that. And there are varying techniques on how to hold the ball. It doesn't really matter. It's really how the ball is most comfortable in your hand. I've seen people throw with just their index and thumb, kind of wrist cocked sideways. I've seen people throw it straight on like that. I've seen people just middle, just ring. I've seen the famous basketball throw where they kind of throw it off their hand like you would a basketball. And I've also seen this one. I used this for a week. It's a bad week. So yeah, you have the backwards throw. And then of course we have all of the trick shots. We've got the behind the back, we've got the over the head, we've got off a wall, we've got off the table, off the ceiling. I don't know, I had this one kid who vowed that he could headbutt the ball every time, so he'd throw it off his head. He didn't win. Fuzzy Duck, the drinking game, best strategies. Best strategies is another word for how do you mess up your opponents, okay? So, what you're gonna do is, there are options to mess people up. You can speed it up. If the game is sped up, you're automatically gonna have a lot more line flubs, a lot more mistakes, and when people try to reverse it, the people who get it reversed to them are gonna mess up. There's another trick that you can do. The phrase is moving clockwise, and I wanna reverse it to this guy. If I want to mess this guy up, it can go fuzzy duck, ducky fuzz, fuzzy duck, ducky fuzz. Does he? Which reverses, but I'm sending it to this guy. So this guy is inherently gonna go fuzzy duck, and then I'm gonna sucker punch him, and he's gonna drink. No, you don't have to sucker punch. And this guy might even fall for my physical deke, if you know what I mean. So ducky fuzz, fuzzy duck, does he? And then this guy has to go, and if he sees me physically go this way or throw my voice towards the next person, he's probably gonna be like, oh, it's their turn, not mine. And then you mess him up. Or you could even go the other way, I didn't even mention that. Ducky fuzz, fuzzy duck, ducky fuzz, instead of throwing ducky fuzz that way, which you saying it automatically sends it that way, but this guy's gonna think you're sending it back to him.